Hello, I'm Emily. I'm 28 years old, and I'm ready to tell you about the biggest mistake of my life. This story is about a love that started in a small town and turned everything upside down. Please listen without judgment, because sometimes life drags us to places we never expect. The first day I arrived in Millfield, as I was walking down the town's main street, I suddenly felt like I was in a time machine. This was a small town in the middle of the US, one that would be hard to find even on maps. Antique shops, wooden-fronted houses, and American flags on every corner. For someone used to city life, this was a complete culture shock. Emily Thompson, the new English teacher. I murmured to myself, how lonely I am. Leaving Chicago and coming here was a big step for my career. It was my first teaching experience, and I was filled with excitement. But at the same time, getting away from Michael was killing me. My boyfriend, whom I'd been with for 5 years, was working as a lawyer in Chicago, and this distance would be challenging for us. We'll see each other every weekend, my love, he had told me at the airport. I'll stay faithful to you, and you to me. At that moment, my eyes had welled up with tears. Now, those words hit like a slap to my face. On my first day at Millfield High School, Principal Mr. Harrison greeted me in the hallway. Welcome, Emily. This place is different from big cities. It'll take you some time to get used to it, he said, smiling. Everyone in town knows each other. The students, the parents, we're all a family. Those words had seemed comforting to me at the time. Now they feel like a threat. My first weeks were spent on lesson planning and adapting to the new environment. In the evenings, I spent time alone in my small apartment making video calls with Michael. But because of his busy work schedule and my exhaustion, our conversations started getting shorter. Has something changed? I asked one day on the phone. No, honey, I'm just very tired, he replied, averting his eyes. At that moment, I sensed something was going wrong, but I didn't want to believe it. The loneliness of the town was gradually pulling me in, especially on weekends when I saw everyone spending time with their families or friends. I felt even more alone. I became friends with another young teacher named Sarah, but she too seemed like someone living in her own world. This place is eating you up, Emily, she said one day at lunch. You need to find yourself a hobby, maybe sports or art. But I was thinking about something completely different. An escape, an excitement. I had started to suspect Michael, and this was driving me crazy. Was I, like him, looking for something too? One Friday evening, while sitting alone again, an idea came to me. Tinder. If I were in the city, I would never have thought of it. But nobody knew me here, right? Even my students only knew me as Miss Thompson. What do I have to lose? I thought as I downloaded the app. I was careful when creating my profile. I didn't write my real profession. I just said educator. I carefully selected my photos. My first swipes right were exciting. There were a few matches, but most of them didn't interest me until Jake's profile came up. Jake Miller, 20 years old, a student at Ohio University. His profile said music enthusiast, and he had a few photos taken with his guitar. His blonde hair, blue glasses, and jawline, he seemed attractive. He might be a student, I warned myself, but in university. But my curiosity prevailed. I swiped right, and a few minutes later, a notification came. Match! Jake sent the first message. Hey, you have a nice profile. How are you? My heart started beating fast. This was just an app conversation, but it swept me into an excitement I hadn't felt in months. I'm good. How are you? I wrote hesitantly. We talked for hours that night about music, movies, books. Jake was smart, witty, and interesting. But at the same time, guilt was gnawing at me. I was thinking about Michael, and this feeling of betrayal was affecting me badly. I'd like to get to know you, Jake suddenly wrote. Can we meet face to face? With this message, I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. How had I gotten to this point? Jake, I wrote hesitantly, do you think that's a good idea? Why not? He replied. Just two people trying to get to know each other. This seemed logical, but it conflicted with my feelings. The next week, I decided to meet Jake at a small cafe outside of town. I thought it would be a safe place. Before the meeting, I spent hours in front of the mirror. What to wear, how to talk, what to say. I was planning everything, but there was one thing I couldn't control: my heart beating fast. When I entered the cafe, Jake was already there. He was even more handsome than his profile photo. He stood up to greet me, smiling. Emily, I presume? He said. I'm Jake. When I shook his hand, I felt something like an electric shock. This wasn't just a meeting. This was the beginning of a dangerous game. We ordered our coffees and started chatting. Jake was a sophomore at Ohio University. He was studying in the music department and dreamed of becoming a professional musician one day. What do you do here? He asked me. I'm a teacher, I said hesitantly. A job related to education. Interesting, he said, looking into my eyes. I'd like to get to know you better. At that moment, I knew something was going wrong, but I couldn't turn back. Jake's gaze, his words, his presence, he was mesmerizing me. Our first meeting lasted for hours. We talked until sunset, and he dropped me off at my home. Standing in front of the car, I felt a momentary tension. Jake moved closer to me, and when his lips touched mine, time seemed to stop. It was just a kiss, but it turned me upside down. I was thinking about Michael, and it was killing me. But at the same time, that excitement and passion Jake gave me, how How could I live without it? After that night, Jake and I started a secret relationship. I would meet him on the university campus. Sometimes we'd see each other in quiet places outside of town. With each meeting, my guilt increased, but at the same time, my attachment to him deepened. "This is wrong," I whispered one day in his arms. "You're a student. I'm a teacher." "You're not my teacher," Jake replied, looking into my eyes. "You're just Emily, and I love you." At that moment, my heart broke. Jake loved me. But me? What were my feelings for him? Michael? What would happen to him? As our relationship deepened, my life became even more complicated. Sometimes while teaching at school, I would think about Jake, and this was driving me crazy. At the same time, my feelings for Jake were growing too. When I met with Jake, I asked him, "What do you feel for me, Jake?" He averted his eyes, hesitated. "I love you, Emily, but this is complicated." "Complicated?" I asked, my heart breaking. "Is it complicated for me or for you?" "For both of us," he said quietly. "I'm a student. You're a teacher. This isn't right." Those words killed me. Jake was feeling the same things as me: guilt, fear, uncertainty, but at the same time, passion and love too. After that night, a tension began in our relationship. We were becoming more attached to each other, but at the same time, we were more afraid. The fear of getting caught was always hanging over us. One day, while sitting in the teacher's lounge at school, Mr. Harrison came in. "Emily," he said with a serious expression, "I need to talk to you privately." My heart was about to jump out. Was I caught? Did he know? "Come to my office," he said. When I went to his office, he closed the door and sat at his desk. "Emily, I've noticed you've been a bit scattered in your classes lately. Is everything okay?" My breath caught. He was only concerned about my classes. It wasn't about Jake. "Yes, Mr. Harrison, everything's fine. Just a bit tired." "I understand," he said, smiling, "but please be careful. In this town, everyone knows everything, especially for teachers." Those words felt like a conscious warning. Did he know? Or was he just giving general advice? That evening, when I met with Jake, we talked about it. "The risk of getting caught is too high," I said fearfully. "This can't continue." "What do you want us to do?" Jake asked, his eyes welling up. "Should we break up?" That question pierced my heart like a dagger. Break up? How could I live without Jake? But staying together? This would be suicide for my career. "I don't know what to do," I said, on the verge of crying. This is too complicated." night, we talked for long hours. We decided to break up, but it broke both of us. As I cried in Jake's arms, I was also thinking about Michael. What would happen to him? Did he still love me? Or was he cheating on me too? The next day, I called Michael. We hadn't talked this clearly in a long time. "Michael, I love you," I said in tears. But being here makes me sad."
"I love you, Emily," he replied. "But you're changing too. You realize that?"
Those words turned me upside down. Michael had noticed the change in me. And Jake? How had my relationship with him changed me? The next week, I didn't see Jake. I ignored his messages, didn't answer the phone. This was for the best for us. But I was thinking about him every moment. His blonde hair, his blue eyes, that sweet smile when he played guitar. At school, I tried to focus on my classes. I tried to engage with my students, to make lesson plans. But one day, while teaching in class, suddenly the door opened and Jake walked in. My heart jumped out. What was he doing here? Why had he come to my classroom? All the students in the class were looking at us. I was breathless. Jake wasn't my student, but still, the scene was very dangerous. "Let's meet in my office," I said, with a trembling voice. When we got to the office, I closed the door and turned to Jake. "What are you doing here? Are you crazy?" "I wanted to see you," he said, looking into my eyes. At that moment, I lost all control. I hugged Jake and kissed him on the lips. At that moment, I saw the door open and Mr. Harrison standing there. "Miss Thompson? What's going on here?" Mr. Harrison's voice echoed in the hallway like a nightmare. Jake and I quickly separated from each other, with panic on our faces. "Mr. Harrison, I started, but my words got tangled in my mouth. "My office immediately," he said, with a serious expression. "Both of you." When we went to the office, Mr. Harrison sat at his desk and looked at us for a long time. "Emily, you're a teacher. This is unacceptable." "Mr. Harrison, please," I begged. "This isn't what it looks like. Jake isn't my student. He's a university student." "It doesn't matter," he said harshly. "You're an educator. In this town, there are no such relationships between teachers and students. This is immoral." Those words pierced my heart like a dagger. Immoral? Was that how he saw me? Those words pierced my heart like a dagger. Immoral? Was that how he saw me? "You're a teacher, Emily," he said, becoming even harsher. "You have responsibilities. This behavior could cost you your career." Jake remained silent, bowed his head. It was obvious he was scared too. "What are you going to do?" I asked with a trembling voice. "I will evaluate this matter according to educational regulations," Mr. Harrison said. I bit my lips, nodded my head. This was a nightmare. My career, my reputation, Everything was in danger. That evening I met with Jake. We had met in the forest outside of town, by the lake. "What are we gonna do?" Jake asked, his eyes welling up. "Will something happen to you?" "I don't know," I said in tears. But I love you, Jake. I know that much." I hugged him, wet his shirt with my tears. He also held me tightly, whispering, "I love you too, Emily. Whatever happens, I love you." At that moment, I made a decision. I was ready to do everything for Jake. My career, my reputation, everything. I was ready to sacrifice for him. The next day, I called Michael. "Michael, we need to talk," I said, seriously.
What happened, my love?
He asked, worriedly. I met someone," I said, with difficulty, "here, and I have feelings for him." There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. Then Michael's voice was heard, trembling. What do you mean?" "I met someone else, Michael, and I love him." At that moment, I heard Michael crying. My heart broke. How could I do this to him? How could I end our 5-year relationship? "Emily, please," he said, crying. "I love you. Please come back." "I'm sorry, Michael," I said in tears. But our past is over now." I hung up the phone and cried for long hours. I had lost Michael. At the same time, my feelings for Jake were growing. I had chosen to be with him, but the price of this choice would be heavy. The next week, Mr. Harrison called me again. "Emily, the education board discussed the matter," he said seriously. "You have 2 options: resign, or you'll be temporarily suspended from your position." My heart jumped out. Resign? This would be the end of my career. "What do you want me to do?" I asked with a trembling voice. "The best thing for you is to resign," he said, "before this scandal gets any bigger." I bit my lips, bowed my head. This was a nightmare. It was the biggest mistake of my life, and now I was paying the price. "Okay," I said in a whisper. "I'm resigning." The day I left Millfield, as I walked down the town's main street, I felt like a stranger. I had come here with hope, but now I was leaving with disappointment. At our last meeting, Jake and I sat by the lake. "What are you going to do now?" he asked, looking into my eyes. "I don't know," I said, sighing. "Maybe I'll go back to the city. Maybe you'll find a teaching job in another town." "I want to come with you," he said hesitantly. "I can drop out of school. I can be with you." What he said warmed my heart, but at the same time, I was scared. Could I risk Jake's future? I didn't want to ruin his life. "Jake, you need to finish your school," I said gently. "This is your future. I can't be an obstacle for you." His eyes filled up. He bowed his head. "I will love you, Emily. I will always love you." I hugged him, smelled him for the last time. At that moment, I was making the hardest decision of my life. I was leaving Jake. This was best for him. The day I left Millfield, when I reached the town's border, I stopped my car and looked back. The sun was setting. The silhouette of the town was illuminated with an orange light. The time I spent there was full of both beauty and pain. The journey I started as a teacher had ended with a forbidden love. I had lost my career, my relationship, everything. On the other hand, I had also found myself. I had understood what I wanted, what I valued. Now I'm continuing on the road. I don't know where I'm going, but I know what I need to do to learn to forgive myself, to rebuild my life, maybe to love again one day. And Jake, I will always carry him in my heart. He was the greatest passion of my life, the biggest mistake, the greatest love. Maybe one day we'll meet again, maybe never. But I know this, he changed me in some way forever.